let's talk about the all-invasive technology that Steve Miller brings up in his book. The spread of all-invasive technology and surveillance. Now, we've seen, as we ended 2024, we saw great strides in artificial intelligence. We saw great strides within quantum computing. The Willow chip was just released by Google, outperforming its Sycamore chip from 2019. And this, as we move forward, and you mentioned Elon Musk, and Starlink has up to 7,000 satellites around the Earth, and they're looking for 12,000, ultimately looking for 36,000. 2025 is not going to change. In fact, Musk, he broke his record for launches in a launching of, I think it was 100, almost 200 launches for satellites and other things in 2024 versus 2023. So this technology, as we move forward, which is going to be the backbone of the beast system, here we go, right? We're seeing this continue to set the stage.
Well, you and I believe we're there, and you and I have both written on a subject which is very familiar, which is the 10 kings. The prophecy of the 10 kings in the latter days. They coalesce, they form a global elite. We can see that happening right now. One of those guys, one of those 10 kings, stands up, and he's a little bit more powerful than the rest, and he becomes the Antichrist. And now we have to calculate, where are we on that scale right now? I think you and I both believe that the 10 kings are alive and well, and they have power and lots of money. And they, it being one of the 10 kings, would involve saying to yourself, how can I stabilize this whole mess in the Middle East and in Europe and over here in China and come out on top and be the most powerful? And I believe that's what's going on in the world right now. It's described very well by a couple of prophets in the Old Testament.
No, it really is, Gary, because I find it fascinating. I mean, you're the one that kind of kickstarted me on this journey in thinking of the 10 kings as technocrats, and then I had a chance to run with it and to write a couple articles in the magazine, because it's, to me, the Antichrist system, the way that we see it in Revelation 13, it's political, it's religious, and it's technological. You have all that there, and it's the economic side of it. That the key is Revelation 17. These are kings without a kingdom. They don't have a kingdom. So they're not like the typical traditional ideas that, well, there's the king over the North American area. There's a king over the South American continent. Well, that's a region. That's a kingdom. These are kings without a kingdom. And so that was the biggest revolutionary idea, is that we've been stuck in this 10 region idea, but it says very clearly they do not have a geographic kingdom. And so that being the case, who are they? Well, as we mentioned, the Greek word just means a one who has unusual or transcendent influence or authority or power. And so right now, we've been talking about it for a couple of years. We've talked certainly about Elon Musk being a potential, at least he's the quintessential technocrat. And here he is now, basically you have King Trump on his throne, and then on his right hand is Elon Musk, which is, so who's influencing who? And so we find that fascinating, that at the end, and this is why we feel that this is important, is in Revelation 17, 12 and 13, it says very clearly that the 10 kings will hand over their authority and their capabilities, power, the Greek word, their capabilities to the Antichrist in an agreement to rule with him for a short period of time. So these guys, the Antichrist can't do it alone. He needs worldwide surveillance. Oh, thank you for Elon Musk for your 12,000, 15,000. Maybe by then it'll be 30,000 satellites where the entire world is covered, which allows not only for communication, mark of the beast, surveillance, economic buying, selling. You're buying through an app now. Well, here's my phone, and now I can buy in the middle of the Congo because I have a phone and I'm satellite connected. So all these things, it's pretty fascinating that these individuals, extremely wealthy and influential, at least in one sense, one case, we could say that Elon Musk was the secondary version after Bill Gates, because Bill Gates had tremendous influence with the World Health Organization and others. Here we are.
Now, I want to ask you something else. We're talking here about the Antichrist system. It's for years, this whole latter-day conglomeration of power has been referred to as the Antichrist system, and out of this comes the Antichrist. But on another level, what it is an economic revolution.
Yes.
A revolution that turns the world to a global machine.
Global economy, yep.
A global economy. And now, when does the church get raptured in the middle of all this? And I just thought I'd throw that at you because at this point in time, I think we need to say, well, this is a factor. I believe that when the church is gone, everything will change globally. That is to say, the global power structure is going to make a radical move of some sort. And we don't often talk about this, but to me, it's a fascinating subject.
No, I think you nailed it there, because one of the things that I feel that, if the Lord tarries and you and I are going to be sitting in front of, these aren't golden microphones like Rush Limbaugh, but we're going to be sitting in front of the microphones kind of looking at a play-by-play, teaching prophecy, sharing the gospel, no doubt. I mean, encouraging people to stand strong. Salvation is through Jesus alone. I mean, that's really why we're here. But what we don't know, Gary, is how far will the Lord allow the church to remain as the system, not only the religious system, the political system, and the economic system, gets continued to be installed. How long are we going to be here? I mean, will we come to the point of being 100% cashless? I mean, I'm pretty much cashless already. I mean, who carries cash anymore? I really don't much. Everything is credit cards. So I'm already in, but I'm not forced to be in. I'm voluntarily in because of convenience. But will we be here when we're forced in, where everything now is digital? We as we know, 2025 most likely is going to be the year of the Bitcoin. I mean, it's $100,000. It's hitting new records. Trump is very pro Bitcoin. So all that technology of the blockchain being decentralized. Of course, all the banks are trying to do their own central bank digital currencies. So 2025 is going to contribute to the one world economy, but it's also going to contribute to the church and saying, is it okay? I mean, you think about, you've pastored, I always had a lot of compassion for the orphans and the widows. There wasn't a lot of orphans, but a lot of widows in the churches I pastored. So you have the sweet 83-year-old, Betsy, and she says, well, Mondo, is it okay if I just go into the digital system? And I go, well, do you carry cash now? And she says, not really. My Social Security check's already automatically deposited. I just use my debit card. And I said, you're already in. There's nothing sinful about participating. Now, again, at the end of the day, there's risk, right?
There is. Now, so let me just recap. We are technically into a cashless economy, global. We technically have 10 autocrats who are positioned right now, and we may know some of their names. We may not name them on this particular program.
We don't know for sure, yep.
We think we know maybe who a few of them are.
Yep. Good candidates.
Good candidates. And so everything is poised to happen right now. And to me, this is one of the most exciting things I can think about. And what you have just said about the technocrats and about the cashless society, I think kind of puts a date stamp on where we are.